Hello racing fans and welcome to our Gallop TV preview show for the 12th of November. It's Tuesday, we're racing at the Vaal and let's see what's on offer. We got 8 races carded. First race begins at 12:15 and we should be done by 16:20. It's the second race meeting of the week. We would have had racing at the Big T on Monday with that postponed meeting from Saturday. The Victory Moon Stakes, and Alistair Cohen joining us on the line for this preview. I trust that you, the valued racing fan, as well. And let's see how we can go on this Tuesday, Alistair. Racing 12:15. How does the card look and how are you doing?
Yeah, thanks, Dees. Well, it's 4 race meetings in Gauteng in the space of 5 days. Obviously, Monday with the Victory Moon, the Betway Victory Moon. Tuesday at Vaal. Thursday back to Turfentine. And then a Friday night meeting on the Turfentine standside track. And then nothing over the weekend. We obviously, I'm sure there's no secret. Punters know that we record this the day in advance, so I am in Joburg at the moment. You were greeted by BC the dog, who was in fine spirits and happy to hear from you. Look, the forecast, I think we'll be okay. Tuesday's forecast is dicey in the late afternoon, so hopefully there's no damage done prior to that. Put it like this, I think we'll start this meeting. Hopefully we finish it. We might get away with it. Let's hope we do, because to answer your other question, as far as Vaal meetings are concerned, with the equal spread with biggish fields, I quite like this card. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I wouldn't say 10 out of 10 confident, and certainly not 9 out of 10 confident, but I think we're going to make some money on this card. There are a few horses I like. Okay,
let's get straight into it then. Barpot begins in race number 1 at 12:15. It's a maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1,000 meters. And this is the way they're betting as we bring up the field. 1 is at 8-1. 4 is at 8-1, and then we've got 2 horses that dominate the betting, tight between them at the top. 7 at 15-10 and 11 at 17-10. Yeah, I want get your comments on both these runners firstly, but then I also would like a comment on Jilted, because when I had a look at the horse's profile to date, you know, when the horses run badly, there have been valid excuses, Alistair.
Jilted has got to be the most unlucky horse in the country. Penultimate start, famously the saddle slip, Cabello Mazzagnani, trapeze artist staying on the daughter of Fire Away, guiding her to the finish line. Obviously ignore that. And then last time nothing went right. It's a complete back to basics, back to 1,000 meters for Jilted. And once upon a time she ran 5.5 lengths to Grade 1 runner-up, Rodeo Drive, over this course and distance. I do think the improvers will have her number, but she won't run any worse than what she has done in her last 2 starts. I think that the Barpot is my suggested bet here, D's. I'm not gonna be adventurous. I think that there are only 2 potential winners here. I've gone with both of them in the Barpot. I think we'll double up. I think the first port of call, like I like to do with these Vaal race meetings down the straight, outside rules are likely to be advantageous, with the outside rail set at 0. The inside is 8 meters in, so it's not like it's quite tight on the outside, but the point is the inside rail has been brought in, so that should suit high numbers, and that might just hand the initiative to number 7 in Desire, who I don't think brings the strongest form lines into the picture, but does bring 2 very good runs into the picture. Craig Zaki takes a ride for Paul Matchett. First run to Royal Horizon was fair, was good actually, finishing second. 2 lengths back, followed up behind Executrix, who I think is not a bad 1,000-meter filly. And I think that In Desire probably going to have her day of going very, very close here. The obvious danger, number 11, She's a Rocket. She was the subject of some talk and support on debut behind Lady of Memphis, finishing 4.5 lengths behind. We'll wait to see how that form line is going to work out. I think with it being a fairly large field, that there will be a few subsequent winners coming out of that form. Number 11, She's a Rocket could very well be it. Gavin Arena's riding at the top of his game at the moment, as we all know. Get every assistance from the saddle, and I think they'll run 1-2, so box exacted to stop both of them in the bipod, and let's move along with a cup of tea afterwards.
Okay, we are hoping for a form result as they have them up in the betting there, race number 1, which will kick off the bipod. The place accumulator begins at 12:50, 10-1, it's over 1,000 meters. Now, at the time of recording, we bring up the field, we have 2 scratchings here, numbers 5 and 11, and this is the way they are betting. 1 is at 9-2. 2 at 11-2, we have a form update for number 4, ran 8, 5 lengths behind Sail the Sky. That was on the 7th of November at 11-2. Smashing is at 5-2. Then we got Just Far from the Grant Maroon stable at 3-1, and it's double figures. The balance. Bipod place accumulator. How are we going here? Can we narrow down the spend?
Yep, I've narrowed it down to 2 in the Bipod Ds. I'll probably bank one or the other in the place accumulator. My numbers here are 6 and 7. I'm going to start with number 7, Just Vaal. I knew my fate last time before the race I was on. I sipped him on the show as a very hard horse to beat. First run in Joburg on the back of a rating drop. There was just everything stuck out like you can't believe. Number 7, Just Vaal, and he lost his race before the race, and still, in fairness, ran well to be 2 lengths behind Basingstoke. I thought we were out the back door. Sadly, there was no duck dinner that evening. What I don't... Just to bear in mind is that Just Vaal holds an entry and is a runner on Thursday, just 2 days later. I think Grant Maroon looked at the weather forecast just to kick for touch for Thursday, just in case he doesn't get a run. I'm sure he'll prefer this field, to be honest. For all the same reasons I like Just Vaal last time, I like him again. Hopefully he just behaves himself and runs. If he runs half his best race, he'll win. I'm just a little wary if he's not become a little bit of a brass, number 7, Just Vaal. That's the only thing that niggles me. But that's probably shortchanging him. I think he'll win. He's my top selection anyway. Number 6, Smashing, is the backup with Striker on board. Outside draw is going to help to no end. She's retained her form since getting out the maiden. She won a weak maiden, beating Remains of the Day, who obviously won subsequently. Won a work riders maiden, did Remains of the Day. All her form lines are pretty much what you'd expect for these type of low-grade handicaps at the Vaal. So I think she fits in nicely, and a Stratum can get a tune out of Smashing. To be fair, I think she's a Stratum type of ride. Likes to be kept nice and balanced, stay at that pace up front, find a gear, not get too stuck into it. I think she's quite delicate when she comes under pressure. And Stratum doesn't put too many of them under pressure. With the scratchings, I think it helps out a little bit, because I thought the other maroon runners came into some sort of conversation, but obviously numbers 5 and 11 are out. So happy with 6 and 7. Just Vaal, undoubtedly the horse to beat. Just a little bit wary whether he's becoming a brass or not, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt one more time. He'll be my top selection.
Okay, he's having his second run for Grant, number 7, Just Vaal, and I think Alistair could be spot on, having watched that last start, and of course the excuse that did come with that run for number 7, Just Vaal. Pick 6, the big one, starts in race number 3. It's a graduation plate over 1,200 meters, and there's a horse here that we all know will stand out in the best weighted column. We'll get to that now. Betting number 3, the specialist, even money, 4 at 4-1. This horse, I need Alistair's comments on what he's seen to date, because Count Invicto has grabbed my attention in a big way after seeing him win last time out. And also, maybe Alistair has some insight into Craig Zaki not riding, because I had a look at Lucky's jockey so that he's engaged with the meeting, and I don't see Craig on any of them. But whether that's by design or not, I don't know. But let's get to the best weighted column. Number 3, the specialist, at a 107, and then he separated himself from the rest of them. Number 1 at a 99, 3 at 94, 6 is at 91, and then we get down to number 4 at 88, and then if you work it out, it's then number 5, Invicta. So Alistair, I think let's begin with the specialist, because last time out, what are we going to say? Are we just going to forgive the horse, draw a line? What are we doing about that last start?
I can't forget him pulling like that, Dees. He was his own worst enemy. I thought he'd run a big race. He wasn't an absolute certainty, but I thought he'd run a big race there. And he fought, and he was gone before they turned for home. And no wonder Gavin Larena didn't persevere with him. But he's back to a sprint, which could be the key. I'm of the opinion that the Grade 1 form of Hollywoodbets Greyville, even the Grade 2 form on Hollywoodbets Durbanville, the Premier's Champion Stakes and the KZN Golden Horseshoe, I'm of the opinion that those runs are just too good here. And if he runs to 80% of that capability, it won't be a contest, despite the fact that we got a huge improver in the form of Count Invicto, and probably motivate the gorgeous Klein as a horse that's above average as well. I think the specialist has found the right race here. Coming back to a sprint, like I said, could be the key. Stratum, if he can just get this horse to drop his head in the early stages, it won't be a contest. So I'm going to give him a vote of confidence. I'm going to banker in my bipod and in my place accumulator. In the pick 6, I'll put the other 2 improvers I've just mentioned into the picture. But It's hard to argue off a rating of 115, which might be a little bit inflated on the back of running second in a Grade 1 as a 2-year-old. We can have that argument until we blue in the face what handicappers may or may not do. I'm in the camp of the handicappers. I think that, the trainer's going to run a horse in those races, and they're going to run a big race, and you're going to chase the Grade 1 glory. This is what you've got to deal with. And Sean Terry has found the right race. It's not a handicap, it's a graduation plate, and on the weighted column, he's an absolute certainty, number 3, the specialist. His rating is 115. So I would motivate that this run is probably just to hopefully build his confidence, to get him back to winning ways, and to build his career from there. I think ultimately, unfortunately, I don't want to be telling Sean Terry what to do, because he is a many-time champion trainer, and I'll never train a winner. This horse needs gelding. There's the specialist, and I think when he does get gelded, I think that's probably when you'll see the absolute best of him. But all in all, gelding or not, he should have the measure of this field, and I'm going to make him the horse to beat. When I say weary of the improvers, I think the specialist has to run the same race that he did last time for the improvers to beat him. But if the best version of the specialist arrives, then he'll win.
Okay, race 3, number 3, the specialist. That's the start of the pick 6 in that graduation plate over 1,200 meters. We're going with the class package in the race. Race number 4, jackpot 1, 2,000 meters. Fillies and mares, 84 divided handicap. We bring up the field, have a look at the betting. It looks like a competitive race. Number 1 at 5-1. Horse number 2 at 33-10. Then we have this horse that's in double figures. And I had to take down this betting twice, because once I did my comments and took down the betting, 7-1, number 3, Rose 11. Then number 4 at 7-2. 5 is at 5-1. Number 9 is at 4-1. And it's double figures, the balance. When I looked at the betting, Alistair, once I understand it's competitive, 7-2 the field, I didn't expect Gavin Larina's mount to be a 7-1 shot. I actually thought maybe 5-1, 4-1. So I'm going to say that's a bit generous.
And she's in my play as well. I'm also surprised at that mark of about number 3, Rosie Lemon. I think we need to establish that it's a very open race, and you can't put a line through any of these. As far as the pick 6 is concerned, it is a field leg, because I think we can only eliminate one horse, and I'm going to go with the D's Diner. And rule, if it's more than half the field, go field. So my bar pot numbers here are 2, 3, and 4. I'm actually most keen on number 4, Caddy Zora, the daughter of Kwarari, out of the top mare Goran Gosa, who came right in her career about now. Goran Gosa was about the same position in her career as an early 4-year-old what Caddy Zora is now. I'm not for one moment saying Caddy Zora looks like she's going to go and win the World Sportsman in Greyville 1900 like Goran Gosa did, and get into the Hollywoodbets Durbanville from there. But the point is, Goran Gosa was a late developer. She loved her racing. The further she went, the better she was. And you could see Mark de Kock's thinking. She's 1 kilo better off than I Am Regal, or a quarter of a length beating when they met just 12 days earlier. And I think the extra 200 meters is going to suit her a lot more than it will suit I Am Regal. So Caddy Zora, my top choice. I Am Regal goes in because she's just a model of consistency, and on a line through forgiveness, she's got quite a few horses here behind her. Number 3, Rosie Lemon, you spot on. She represents the value at 7-1. When Gavin Larina rides this horse, he gets on well. He's not missed the top 4 on this daughter of Ideal World, so that will perhaps enhance the confidence of quartet players. The last time, VJ's Angel simply found the right field. She dotted up Rosie. Eliminate VJ's Angel from that race, because there's no way she'll ever run with that company again. Eliminate VJ's Angel from that race. Rosie Lemon runs a short head second behind the horse who ran second, who would have been the winner without VJ's Angel. So that's a big run. She is the wrong price. She's a live chance. But if you threw any name at me right now, I wouldn't be able to write them off.
Difficult, complicated, and competitive. Race number 5, jackpot 2, 2,000 meters, divided handicap, and it is for fillies and mares. Number 1, 4-1. 2 is at 8-1. Horse number 5 is at 11-2. Then we got the mover from the Joey Somers stable that goes for 3 on the bounce at 28-10. 9 is Have a Party at 33-10, and then it's double figures, the balance. Yeah, another race where I'm certain you're going to have to go a few runners and just hope to survive here, Alistair.
My bar pot numbers are the same as what my pick 6 numbers are going to be, D's. I think the one horse that I've left out of the bar pot that I might just include would be number 3, Teo Toriata. But my barbot numbers are 1, 5, 8, and 9. I truly believe the winner comes from one of those 4. But I also think this is where we make ground in the barbot, because the chances are there's going to be an even spread of tickets. And one of those horses towards the top of the boards is likely to run out of it. Now, top choice is number 5, Free in Seattle. Keratila Kachedi takes her up, but St. John Grey. She's consistent. She's running well. She's got a few horses held at the weights on her last run. I wish her rating had dropped for not being a winner, but she has been consistent, so that's where we stand. She goes 2,000 metres for the first time. Every time I've watched her, she looks like a horse who is going to enjoy this distance. Being by Mambo in Seattle out of a Faultwood mare, that suggests that the step up in distance won't hurt her chances at all. She's been on the boil for quite a long time, but I think the key run here for Free in Seattle is the move is a live chance, and she's an inclusion. But if you go back to the run on the 8th of August, there was a quarter of a length between them, the mover finishing in front of Free in Seattle. Now get this, Free in Seattle is 5 kilograms better off for a quarter of a length. The number 5, Free in Seattle, my top choice. The mover's in such good form at the moment. I've just established why she can't win, but she can win because she's in the form of her life. She's got Stratum on board. She might be a step better over slightly further than 2,000 metres, but I'm not for one moment going to write off her chances, because her penultimate start she shouldn't have won. Only a gutsy horse with a heart of a lion could have got the job done. So 8, the mover goes in. 9, have a party, because she did me and all the followers a lot of favours last time by beating Sneak Preview. That was a nice one, so I'm not going to give up the ghost on her anytime soon. And number 1, Fetching Flyer. I wouldn't ordinarily include a horse like this, Dees. She didn't beat a good field last time out, but the way she did it to the eye was encouraging. She's a 3-year-old. She's developing. She's getting better. So I'm going to include her against my instinct, just on simply what the eye told me last time.
Yeah, and I like the fact that she stepped up to that distance of 2,000 meters, casting a shoe, etc., and still won effortlessly. So 1, 5, 8, and 9, Alistair Cohen in the pick 6, in the place accumulator, and even in the bar pot, quietly confident that those 4 runners will do us good there. Race number 6, 1,400 meters, and the Betway Summer Cup is on the 30th of November. We know that, and that promises to be one of the highlights during the Highveld season, and of course during the South African racing calendar. Really looking forward to that meeting coming up at the end of the month. It's a nice build-up as well thus far. Race number 6, and number 2 at 8 to 1, number 3 at 5 to 1. I'm going to call out the betting for this horse, and I'd like a comment, Alistair, because the horse is trading at 14 to 1. That's number 5, Wise Act. Then we got number 7 at 4 to 1, 8 at 8 to 1, 9 is at 8 to 1, and then 11 at 5 to 2. I think go through your selections. If it forms part of your play, then good, but if not, just a comment on this horse, Wise Act, because the last 2 runs have left me puzzled, because if you go deeper in his form, he certainly comes into it at 14 to 1 with the claim 2.5.
You know, I tipped him on the show last time, Dees, and he ran no sort of race. He might have needed it. He's likely to step forward. But on what I saw last time, I think he's a run away from getting to his peak. So from a purely selfish point of view, I'd like to see him running on strongly for 5th. That would suit me well for next time, because I have left him out of my play. On this occasion. 7, 9, and 11 are the horses that I have in. Max the Magician, easily the horse to beat. I just have one worry about Max the Magician, Dees. I worry about him down the Vaal Straight. I don't know if he's got the game for the Vaal Straight like he has around the turn at Turffontein. If he does win, he becomes a huge chance on the Grand Heritage, which is a long way away, but nominations are already out. Gavin Larena takes a ride on this Ray Magna trained son of What a Winter, who's running very, very well. He seems versatile in the fact that he can go forward and come from well off the pace, can Max the Magician, and just with how he's been doing of late, he's got to be the horse that they all need to beat. Gavin Larena, I believe, had quite a few rides lined up in this race, and he's gone with number 7, Max the Magician. Jury's out, on the other hand, does have the game for the Vaal Straight. He absolutely loves it. He's got blinkers on for the first time. It is an experiment. It's been experimented at home, but on race day, let's see how he goes with the blinkers. If he does take to the head, he could be alive. At the time of recording, we don't know how greasy my master went in the Betway Victory Moon. And greeting my master, absolutely dotted up last time in that fairly hot handicap. But it is his third run after a break. Jury's up, but there is a lot of form to work with. He's a live chance. And then number 11, Bob's Your Uncle. This is actually the first time that I'm going with the son of Royal Mo. I've always been on the side of, I don't think he has a distance. I don't think he can remain consistent. He's had me stumped. Now he's got an inside draw, but that obviously won't be in his favour. But on the last win, there's enough to like about him with 50 kilos on his back under Garish Samobertia, who obviously rode him last time, and I do know has made a few trips out to the Vaal to work him since. So number 11, Bob's Your Uncle, also goes into the play.
Okay, Alistair has given us 3 runners there that we can look around as Karisi now joins the show. Race number 7, it's over 1,000 meters. And how are they betting here as we get to the last 2 races on the card? Number 2 is at 8-1. Horse number 3 at 6-1. 4 is at 4-1. 5 at 11-2. 6 at 4-1. 7 at 3-1. And then it's double figures, the balance. Of course, Elegant Eyes would have run in the National Colour Stakes on Monday. So see what happens there. And there could be adjustments in the betting with that fully trading at 4-1. I know that you liked Swingapore and Star last time out, Alistair. I ran to a point and then faded. I don't know if you're going to be including this again.
Respect him, included in the pick 6, but not my top choice D's. What the horse that really interests me here, it was number 6, French Bolt. Very well related son of Vaal, who's all speed. Calvin Habib takes her out for Stuart Pettigrew. If he doesn't need the run badly, I think that he can just about win. It's not, I always talk about the Pettigrew way. It's not the Pettigrew way to get a horse ready and raring to go 157 days off with obviously a bigger picture in mind. But his run to Great Plains and the gate crasher at Hollywoodbets Greyville looks a lot better now than what it did at the time. I know he's been beaten by Chocolate Soldier before. Chocolate Soldier obviously has match fitness on his side, but I think French Bolt's going to step forward, and I think he's going to have a very good 3-year-old campaign. Other horses that I think have a chance, I'm going to include number 10, Tchaikovsky under Jared Penny. I know that he's 1 kilogram under sufferance, but he was under sufferance in quite a few of his runs in the middle stakes on the 3rd of September. He was under sufferance and he beat Roll with the punches. In his penultimate start behind Dice, he had no right to parade with Dice, rated 120 plus off an 82, and he ran 2 1/4 lengths behind Dice. So on that run, he's well above the handicapper. I don't know what happened last time at Turfentine. I will put it down to the fact that he doesn't like travelling, because every time he's gone to Turfentine, he's kind of dropped the bundle. So at home at the Vaal, he's a better horse. I'll include number 10, Tchaikovsky, in the play. He could be the money maker, because whatever price he is, he could be a bit of value. And then you can pick and choose of the others. I mean, Elegant Ice, I suppose, would be a doubtful starter. To swing upon a star, probably hard and foolish to give up on a horse that you liked last time out, but he didn't make much of an impression last time. Maybe the 4-kilo claim and the rating drop can assist him slightly. I'm a little bit puzzled with the son of Elusive Fort, I must be honest. Chocolate Soldier's very, very quick, but I think on a softer, sticky track, he's going to struggle to get away from them and not be able to use his weapon. So for that reason, I'm just looking a little bit alternatively in the race.
Okay, Tchaikovsky, the value there, but keep a close eye on number 6, French Bolt. This horse will be having his first run of the season, and we'll see how he goes there. Then we close things off in race number 8, and this is a low 66 handicap for fillies and mares, over 1,200 meters. We got a horse on top of the betting here, that is Short, and I think one could make the case that maybe on the lack of form and the inconsistency of the balance of the runners, number 1 at 15-10, number 2 at 8-1, horse number 3 at 4-1, 5 is at 4-1, 8 is a scratching, and 9 is at 7-1. So those are the horses that are involved in the betting. I've made my play here in the pick 6, Alistair, because just like you, I've had a good look at the card. I'm just going to go 2 runners in the pick 6 here, Alistair. Of course, number 1 at the top, amount of improvement to come. Could be anything against this type of field. And then I only like 1 cover horse. I'm hoping you're in agreement. 5, Dancing Dora.
I'm not, unfortunately, Dees. I like number 9, Tibetan Voyage, but only if there is some traffic up towards the inside. If we get a winner towards the inside of the course, I'll actually have a bet. If it's totally dead and everyone's coming towards the outside, I'll sidestep Tibetan Voyage. But thankfully, we've got 2 races before we make a play. 15-10 about Cars Big as Bars. Look, she carries a lot of weight. She's obviously a lot better than everyone else, and if she ends up at this level later on in her career, then they're in a bit of trouble. And also remember, winning a maiden as a 4-year-old this early, the handicap is totally restricted in the rating that he can give her. So she must be much, much, much better than a 70. In fact, while I'm talking, I like As Big as Bars a lot more. I've just said I wouldn't rush in to take 15-10. Now I probably will, considering the opposition that she runs with and the fact that she has to be better than a 70. I would love to, actually should have worked out what she ran to last time. I can quickly do a little bit of mathematics. Third was Sunfire, beaten a length and a half. She was a 3-year-old, obviously, a quarter of a length behind this. Yeah, she's better than a 70. That we do know. So number 1, As Big as Bars, I think he justifies her place. Number 9, Tibetan Voyage, for me, is the danger. She was desperately unlucky in her penultimate start behind Smelting. She should have won. I was happy that day because I made Smelting a good thing on the show, so thankfully we got away with that. Lightweight, I think, is going to make her dangerous. Jeremy's running unbelievably well. You have no qualms having him on your horses at the moment. And like I said, if there is a little bit of traffic towards the inside, then that will enhance the chances of they all moving towards the outside. Then you're probably in a touch of trouble. 3 Samoa, 98 start coming up. She'll run into the money. She always does. Let's see how Craig Zaki gets on with his Daughter of Global 1, because Gavin Lorena's mastered her. She is a tricky ride, but Craig also enjoys these tricky rides, so not impossible that he gets something out of Samoa. She'll run an honest race as well, but yeah, the more I've spoken about it, I've talked myself into number 1, As Big as Bars on the lasties.
Okay, let's do this, because whilst we've been busy with the preview, I've been busy trying to crunch some numbers here to do an in-running pick 6, because I liked your comments at the top of the show when you said you like the look of the card. 2 questions. The first will be, can we bank out the specialist in leg 1?
I'm going to.
Okay, and can we now bank up number 1 in the last leg, that you've had a look, we've discussed, something has grabbed your attention, you didn't see it, whilst you were going through the card, but the more you have a look at the field now, the more convinced you are. Can we bank her the 1 at the back?
Let's bracket her with number 9, Tibetan Voyage. If in the first 2 races horses draw towards the inside do something, then let's put in 9, Tibetan Voyage. But if it's dead up the inside after 2 races, let's bank in number 1, As Big as Bars.
Okay, if you're putting number 9, then I'm going to include number 5 there, because I looked at it and I like 5. So we'll go 3 horses at the back. So this is the way the in-running pick 6 looks like. 3 a banker by the field, multiplied by 9 at the time of recording. Numbers 1, 5, 8, 9, and then Alistair said include number 3. In the 4th leg, he included 7, 9, and 11. I've taken the liberty and have included numbers 5 and 8 there, along with 7, 9, and 11. Then 2, 6, 8, and 10 in that penultimate leg. And the last leg, numbers 1, 5, and 9. And it's quite an inexpensive spend, with the banker arriving in the leg 1. It costs 270 Rand, which will give you 10%. Not planned in running. And off to you, Alistair, for your suggested bet for the show.
I think maybe let's include Argo Valley in the 6th race, which is the 4th leg of the pick 6 as well. And we're still not going to break the bank with that either. Right, so here's the bar pot starts in the first race at 12:15, 7 and 11 in Desire when She's a Rocket. By 6 and 7, Smashing and Just Vaal. By banker number 3, The Specialist. By 2, 3 and 4, I Am Regal, Rosie Lemon and Caddy Zora. By 1, 5, 8 and 9, which is Fetching Flyer, Free in Seattle, who I really like, Demover and Have a Party. And then 7, 9 and 11 in the back. They are Max the Magician, Jury's Out, and Bob's Your Uncle.
Okay, that's Alistair Cohen's bet. We've done an in-running pick 6, and in leg 4 of that pick 6, where we got 7, 9, 11, 5, and 8, Alistair suggesting include number 3, and I think we should do that, and it will still be an inexpensive cost for a percentage. Thanks for your time, Alistair. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Steve. Likewise, and looking forward to catching up soon.
Oh, thanks to Alistair Cohen, thanks to the Gallop TV team, and to you, the valued racing fan. Have a blast. Find all the winners. Hopefully it turns out to be a wonderful day for you if you are playing at the Vaal on this Tuesday. And from the entire team, you take care. Salani Gashle.